What an offseason. From maybe retiring to being the bedrock of the defense. We got to talk about DeMarcus Lawrence and the role and impact that he is having on the Seahawks and how things are going from better to even betterest every time I Google the daily headlines. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Seahawks Digest, the show that makes up words to describe how scrumtrelescent the Seahawks offseason is going. And if you get that reference, congratulations on being of a certain age and having no life. If you want to follow along on everything that we do, well, we bring you that daily content. Like, subscribe, dislike, comment. Those are all YouTube buttons that I am encouraged by my bosses to tell you to hit while we get to today's headline. Why the coaches clearly trust DeMarcus Lawrence more this year based on minicamp. We got to talk about the impact that he is having, what the coaching staff seems to be doing to better incorporate or build off of Lawrence now that he's in a full year with the Seahawks, a full year from offseason into year. And like I said, going from retirement potentially rumored to now back and in full swing. I think you're going to be happy with the results as well. I know I'm happy with it. Another thing I'm happy with is the sponsor for today's video, Prize Picks. We've got to say thank you very much to them before we go any further. Right now, for new users, they're hooking it up. If you use the code DIGEST, D-I-G-E-S-T, when you sign up, Prize Picks, it's America's #1 sports pick app. If you use that code DIGEST, they'll give you $50 when playing your first $5 in your lineups. Okay, let's talk about it. DeMarcus Lawrence, I don't know if we had a distinct number on like where he was at percentage-wise, retirement versus coming back, but one could make the argument that for a guy in his mid-30s who had really been like a dog for the entirety of his career, played a bunch of downs, has a bunch of wear and tear on the tires, to finally come in, win a Super Bowl, there was nothing left to do. And you would be able to, you could bring yourself to think, okay, I get it. He's going on. He's moving on to greener pastures, going to go find some other things to do in life that don't involve just destroying his body. But here we are. He has decided to come back to finish off the rest of his 3-year, $32.5 million deal. And he verbally committed to the Seahawks in a way that then translated in words and actions, both very important in different ratios. But showing up to camp, being committed and participating in mini camps and OTAs the way he has as a positive veteran presence, because he believed, it's that last line of this paragraph in that article that I really want to get to more than anything, because he believed in head coach Mike Macdonald's system. There's obviously a million different, or I guess there's 32.5 million different reasons for him to come back. But you can say that sometimes guys look around and see, the rest of the talent and they go, okay, we got a bunch of guys here we can run it back with. Sometimes guys will be like, very clearly just in this to cash out another couple paychecks while I am, Dwight Freeney on the Cardinals. Like, what are you doing there, bro? Or there's, I'll run through a wall for that guy. I'll run it back. I'll put my body on the line. And that's what Mike Macdonald has gotten out of DeMarcus Lawrence. The defense, maybe it's not going to be like, they're going to retool entirely to just be like, let's get DeMarcus every single tackle. But the defense definitely benefited from his presence last year. 24 solo tackles, 6 sacks, 3 forced fumbles. That's a lot. That's good numbers for somebody who is in his mid-30s. So obviously the defense is still going to benefit from having him out there. And I think that he is set to be a good playmaker. But he's also done things like bring his buddies with him. And I think in as much as you can say him coming back while contemplating retirement talks about Mike Macdonald's impact on him or anything like that, you can also say that he's vouching for Mike Macdonald with his buddies now. And the signing of Dante Fowler, large part is credited to DeMarcus Lawrence and his willingness to advocate on behalf of what's going on here in Seattle. And that's where I think you tie that back to Mike Macdonald and the belief that he instills in his players in a way that it's like, okay, this is cool to see. Because not only is a guy genuinely coming back saying, I trust Coach. I believe in Coach. I'm here. He could very easily come out, read those lines as dictated by his PR team and be like, all right, go be a good veteran and again, cash your checks, put one more good run in it. But instead he's saying, look, man, I'm going to go that extra mile. I'm going to do the recruiting. I'm going to do the OTAs. I'm going to do all of the little bits and pieces that we've heard other Seahawks players talk about, like that foundational building. And it's crazy to me that no matter what you do, you weave it into like the whole offseason. It feels weird for me to keep saying every single video, this year's team, might, could, should, would, is, will be. Well, there's a bunch of different verbs to pick from, but all of them are positive, better than the last year's team. And DeMarcus Lawrence coming back, anchoring the defense, committing all in, saying that he's ready, saying that he's going to bring his boys, saying that he's going to make all of these steps, I think is a huge part of that. So that's what I've got here. Before we get out of here, though, we got to say thank you again, as always, to our sponsors for today's video, and that's Prize Picks. We told you at the top, if you are a new user, they are America's #1 sports pick app and the best way to get in on all of the action. And if you are getting in on the action for the first time and you use the code DIGEST, they'll hook you up $50 for new users on your lineups instantly when you play your first $5. Plus, they got a bunch of different great promotions going on every Tuesday. All period day, period long, period. Taco Tuesdays are going off. Their board is serving up discounted projections. And then on Fridays, you can use your Flex Fridays boost to help boost your payouts by 40%. Taco Tuesdays, Flex Fridays, bunch of different other options and ways to get in on everything from the World Cup to pro baseball to you name it. Prize Picks has got it. And right now, if you're a new user, code DIGEST. Okay, that's where we're at. DeMarcus Lawrence, the system is working for him. He is working for the system. Things are existing somewhat in harmony. I guess for me, my closing thought is if there's any of you out there that can figure out, what are the holes in this defense? So find me the issues and let's talk about them, because right now I feel like I'm just doing repeats when I keep talking about good news, everybody, good news, everybody, good news, everybody. But yet that's where we're at is the #1 scoring defense in the NFL last year is back with huge playmakers on the young side, veteran presence, and just a little bit of everything else sprinkled in the middle. So things seem like they're going really well. Until next time, folks, like, subscribe, dislike, comment. Those are all other buttons you're more than welcome to press. We'll talk to you soon.